So what is the situation like in Uzbekistan when it comes to the coronavirus? A virus that has wreaked a lot of havoc in the world. As we are standing outside the Mirabad Bazaari, or simply a bazaar, in this neighbourhood that is quite close to the city centre of the picturesque city, otherwise known as Tashkent, the capital of this blessed nation that attracts Uzbeks from all over the country in order to seek a better life and be able to enjoy some fantabulous job opportunities. Tashkent has recently concluded its second bout of quarantine, and it has stopped quarantining due to the situation being rather controlled, even though people do not necessarily adhere to post-quarantine restrictions. Yes, a lot of people wear masks, but not necessarily wear them in a very strict fashion that prevents the spread of the coronavirus. Namely, they might slide them down to be on their chins only. Itago. Furthermore, in buses, people can be jam-packed and close to each other in a way that will surely not make the spreading of the coronavirus hard. Otherwise, the increase daily might be somewhere around 500 cases a day. In order to conclude about the Uzbekistan experience when it comes to the coronavirus, Uzbekistan has not been a headliner in any ways. In fact, even though we are very close to October, it seems that the total number of deaths has been probably less than 500, and it's the usual case. The elderly, who already have other complications, pneumonia, asthma, itaco. Now, Uzbekistan is known for sending a lot of Uzbek people overseas to countries like Russia when the ruble is strong, or even when the ruble has seen shabbier days. Many Uzbeks go to those countries in order to make money, and so there were many who were estranged in Russia, in Kazakhstan, itaco, and slowly but surely they are being sent back home to Uzbekistan, at least for this time being, and they are quarantined in hotels and other spaces. As for the situation of foreigners here, visas have been getting extended and extended. In fact, the current regulation, the current law, the current status of foreigners is that their visas are extended to November 1st. And who knows if it's going to be extended yet again. But in general, it seems that Uzbekistan has done a good job containing the pandemic within the country. Only recently, it has started resuming flights to select countries, and it is accepting foreigners who would like to come. Although Uzbekistan has its fair share of tourists, it is unsure whether or not it is going to be crowded with tourists anytime soon, given the circumstances. Differences in living that one might notice in this blessed nation at this point in time can be the provision of hand sanitizing at many supermarket entrances, along with taking your temperature. Schools have resumed. Life is close to being back to normal. So what is this blessed nation planning to do with the many vaccination trials that are now starting to appear around the world? It seems that they are finalizing discussions when it comes to Uzbekistan being part of the trial group in the final stages of the Sputnik V vaccine, which is based in Russia. And this is, of course, very expected because Uzbekistan is a former Soviet state, country, republic, whichever way you'd like to call it. Uzbekistan is still home to many ethnic Russians, Ukrainians, maybe even Germans, who have stayed since the Soviet times. In fact, it is possible that there were even more Russians than Uzbeks in the capital of Tashkent decades ago. In fact, we are walking by a church. Probably not many churches lie within this city, but this is a church that we might get a better view of very soon, and it is for the Russian types. Of course, Ukrainians, Germans, maybe even some Uzbeks who have converted to this religion or were born into this religion. But Uzbekistan has to be applauded for its efforts with this coronical virus, unless it has not been completely honest about its numbers. But when one wanders its streets, it does not seem dystopian, apocalyptic, or anything of that sort. It is just that we are walking today very early into the morning, when not many people walk around anyways, or drive. In fact, who knows how much better the numbers of this country when it comes to the coronical virus, how much better the numbers could have been if people actually practiced stricter social distancing. Because even at the height of the pandemic, it seems that people continued being touchy with greetings, touchy with farewells, Itako Dalie. Because Uzbekistan does have a lot of Eastern influence in its culture. Remember that the religion of most Uzbeks, even if they don't practice it very closely, is the religion of Islam. A religion that is very widely represented by Arabs, by Turks, both of which have influenced this blessed nation. Did you not know that the Uzbek language is a Turkic language? Meaning, if a Turkish person were to read Uzbek and open up his or her horizons when trying to understand his language, this language of Uzbek namely, the Turk will most likely understand if this specific piece of text that the Turk is reading is about football, is about the ketogenic diet with a vegan twist, if this specific piece of text is about fashion. But you are in the blessed city of Tashkent, in the blessed nation of Uzbekistan, and we are standing outside this church with the Russian text, reading along the lines of Upravlenia Tashkent, something Tashkentsky i Uzbekistansky eparchy, and some other stuff that you need not be bored by. Uzbekistan, we applaud you for your efforts during the coronical virus, and we hope that your people stay safe with or without a vaccine. Who knows if this country will experience herd immunity? Who knows if this country will simply have its cases die out, hopefully by every last case recovering, and the country can be completely back to normal. And if they were to allow foreigners, they would allow them with some guidelines to make sure that this country stays prosperous forever and does not have to send many of its citizens abroad in hopes of seeking better life circumstances. We can already see that the city is pretty lit on this early Sunday morning. Things are happening. People are socializing. Everything is fine and dandy. Come to Uzbekistan. one of the most blessed nations in the world. And you will surely not be disappointed unless you have a very exquisite taste in life. No judgment upon you though. Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Beautiful Sunday morning.